Hello, everyone. This is RefugeID. We're a team of four that participated in Ethereum Denver Hackathon conference. My name is Niraj Engineer. I'm a software architect.
My name is Kirsten Clearsmith. I'm a product designer.
My name is Bad Aminov. I'm a full stack software engineer.
My name is Matt Wallace. I'm a full stack software engineer.
So, RefugeID, what we built was a decentralized application that refugee organizations could use in the field and outside of the field to keep a record of refugees within their system, track their information, their movement, and also any important documents that they might have on themselves. This was something that we built on the Ethereum ecosystem. The front end is React, and a lot of the back end work is done in Solidity, and the data store is obviously also the Ethereum blockchain. Let's get started with the demo.
So Matt is gonna act as an admin that can register refugees. We're using Uport for login management. So right now Matt is scanning his phone to log in as an admin. When we initialized the contract on Solidity, we created functionality to add admins. So right now he's logged in, and we're gonna add a refugee.
So at this point, we're just creating the refugee profile that initially into the system. Our assumption is that initially this individual doesn't have a digital identity, so their information is entered and managed by the admin. That was Matt, who logged into the system earlier using his Uport identity. We're now uploading a document associated with this account. For safekeeping purposes, for tracking, folks can lose this information, especially if they're displaced. So this would be a good centralized, distributed location for all this important information. The documents that are uploaded into the system are stored in a service called IPFS. It is a distributed location where you can upload objects, documents.
So the app is now pinging Matt, the admin, to verify with Uport to verify this transaction. He just received it on his phone and verified it. So now we're just waiting for the network. Okay, so now we can look at the list of all our demo refugees. Niraj is going to act as our refugee who just got his new phone and want to claim his identity. So he would come to an organization that has verified admins. So Matt is still the admin, and Niraj will come in and basically ask to own his identity now. So right now the identity is on Ethereum, but it's connected just to an admin address. So now we're gonna move that, transfer his identity. So Niraj will now log in. And he will verify the transaction.
Part of the workflow for this transfer of ownership of this information is, first of all, the displaced individuals has to have a digital identity on their phone using Uport for now. The admin, this process has to be done in person. The admin would verify that I'm actually the individual I claim to be. This could be done using the information that we have in the system. The system could also potentially hold fingerprint information that could be compared for verification. When I do try to claim my identity, it has to be verified by the admin the admin also gets notified on their device that this transaction is taking place. So it's a fairly foolproof way to transfer ownership of that information.
So, right after Niraj approved his transaction, Matt's phone was prompt and he verified it. And now Niraj has access to his profile and he can, in the future, choose which information to share, if to block it, if to edit it. Now he has full control over his digital identity.
And I just received a confirmation that Matt, the admin, has approved the transfer of ownership. So now I own the information for this particular refugee. So that's what we built over the course of 36 hours at the hackathon. But there's a ton of potential, lots of future enhancements. For example, the information stored right now is not encrypted, so encryption would be a huge feature add. We could also include language support. This was all just built in English right now, but having multiple language support could be very helpful. Also, the ability to search for friends and family that was separated around the same time. Since we have a timeline of their movement, we could easily go back in time to look at who else also recorded similar information for a given time period. We could also implement notifications, so individuals that are in the system that have digital identities could be notified when someone with a similar profile is entered into the system. What we envision is that this system would end up being paid for and administered by a consortium of refugee organizations, allowing them to have a common system for entering this critically important information. And hopefully, it'll see the light of day at some point.